Hello everybody and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking about the new released game, Survivor in the Aftermath. This game will be familiar to those who have played Survivor in Mars from Paradox Studios, as the mechanics are generally similar. Whilst playing this, I did notice elements of Frostpunk in there and that I've banished. So just so you're aware, as of this video I've played about 2.5 hours. So I'm only just scraping the barrel, I'd like to think. The game will start from the main menu. Once you hit to new game, you'll do a bit of world building. So talk about what happened to the world, what much is left, how much is radiated, how you're doing for survivors. So you get a bit of role playing in there, a bit of lore creation. This will also tie into the difficulty of the game, so you can make it really, what's the word, like despotic, if that's even a word, or you can make it so, yeah, the world got banged up quite bad, but it's not the end of the world. You know, it's quite easy to survive, and that ties up to the difficulty of what will happen in the game. So once you do start the game, after designing your colony, giving it a name, giving it a motto, the game will begin like that of Banished, if you're not familiar. So you're starting a world with finite resources, and you begin with a small stockpile and a small amount of population. The population in this game is divided into 3 categories. So you have your carriers, your workers and children. The carriers are the backbone of your colony. They're like the labour force, so they're there for gathering resources and building construction. Workers are essentially specialists, so for example doctors and tailors, and the cookhouse kind of people. And then also you have your children, which from what I've found don't do anything for the most part until they grow and become adults, and then can be assigned jobs. So it's quite important balancing out the ratio, because obviously you don't want all specialists, because then you got no resources, you got nobody to build buildings. So it will be a balancing actually in the game, and it's quite fun to adapt to the environment and challenges that the game will come. You also have your basic resources like food and water for survival. That's like the bare bone minimum, but eventually you need to make sure that you are making clothes to protect them from the environment. As for kind of building in that, you have your wood and concrete and also metal, and they're the most essential foundations to build your buildings. And from them from the basic resources, you can create specialist jobs to turn them said resources into more advanced resources, such as tools and fibre, I think it was called. And with that again, you make more advanced building. For example, the environment can't even talk. For example, the environmental centre, which is used there to clean up the polluted waste around your colony. You also, as well, because obviously the world, you have to think ahead where you're placing everything, because the ground, some of it's like radioactive, it's infertile, you can't use it to set up farms, so you have to build around that, build where the grass is green basically, for your food and survive. There are some buildings you can build on that land, like your burial sites, so you need to like kind of think ahead, plan it out, or what you want to do. As you are building this colony as well, you will have periodic disasters such as radioactive rain, droughts and pandemics that you will need to prepare for. So stocking up on medicines for the radiation, like the iodine pills, and water for droughts, for examples. I experienced these in my game, and they can last for about, I think it's like 3 or 4 days, that I found. They might go for longer later on in the game as it goes on. Yeah, so I did survive, but my water started to run out quite fast on the drought, and didn't anticipate it being as long as it was. So eventually what you want to do for your colony, because you got finite resources, you need to expand. So to do that you need to build a gate at the front of your colony, and once you've built that, you eventually have survivors that would like see it from a distance and will want to check your colony out. So they'll come over, and you can either turn them away or accept them in. The thing, obviously, them, they've got their own resources such as clothes and food and maybe some tools. And as well, in each group I've found so far, you get like a special character, an explorer, have their own individual stats that are then used to explore the world. You send them out to find resources and tools on a map, on a hexagonal map, much like the Civilization game. And you will battle bandits and camps that you find out there. And again, that's much done like the Civilization games, where you click on your unit, click on their unit, and it takes away their health, etc., using the attack and defense stats. You also get small events from bandits that will come and visit your colony, and you have to make decisions that can have impacts on the happiness of the colony. And the sort of Frostpunk event vibe I found. So, for example, they'll be there to like threaten for resources. I've not actually had anyone attack the colony yet. I don't know if that's a thing in the game. I'm sure it is. I'm not quite sure how that'll work yet, as I've been quite pleasing for any hostile people, just sort of trading as much as I can, as it's difficult enough for me, especially to like keep the colony balanced and not falling under. So at the moment, this game is currently on early access on Xbox and the Epic Game Store on PC for roughly around £15, I think it is, off the top of my head. And whilst this main release isn't for another year, the current state of this game is justified at £15. I wouldn't be wanting to pay any more than £20, honestly. There is content there. There is enough for the price, and I've not had any technical problems. I've not had many bugs. However, if you do find bugs as well, there is a useful feature in the game. In the top right corner of the screen is like a ladybug. It's very simple and easy to use. You click that, you write a small description of what you found, like bug-wise. You give it a category of where it is, and then you can just click send. It gets sent off to the developers of the game. So the sending feedback's quite good. And I know a lot of people were probably upset that it's going to be Epic Game Store exclusive for a year. And at first I thought it was quite a stupid idea. But thinking about it later on, they've set this early release. They want to help people test the game, develop it. And I feel like if them excluding people who might be stubborn enough for the game, they're going to get people. They're going to get a group of people that to play who are going to purchase the game on Epic Games Store, who will want to help develop the game, not playing it just for the sake and maybe moan. They're buying it knowing what they're going in for, I guess. Other things about the game, the music, the sound of the music, I like. It's really nice to listen in the background. It comes in the form of a radio. Remember, if you have on Fallout, you have a Pip-Boy radio. And this, you have a radio that you can click on at the bottom of the screen and your menu and your UI. And you'll have a few stations to listen to. This is quite limited, 3 different stations, but I reckon there's obviously room for expansion there, and I can imagine more being released in the future. So overall, I am happy with this game, and if you're one of those who likes Banished or Frostpunk, and of course even Surviving Mars, then you'll certainly like this. It is challenging. I was playing on 50% difficulty for myself, and I don't think I'll go any further for that right now. Either way, definitely check it out. If you do want to see more of this, let me know in the comments below. I will be streaming this on Twitch, so be sure to follow me on there. There will be a link in the description. And thank you for watching the video. Have a good day.